So, welcome to the overview of the Facility Issues Benchmarking Program. And we have the website here in front of us, facilityissues.com. You can notice that we have a new design this year, and the primary reason for that was to make it mobile responsive. So you can see that if you want to do this, visit the site or do any of this stuff on your iPad, it all should work just fine on the smaller screens. I wouldn't suggest a phone, but I suppose that is possible to do that. We have the different groups, and each group has roughly the same sections, a little bit different tailored format for each group on them. And it includes the information about the group, participation options, the events or schedule if there's meetings, and then logins to data and review reports. Both of these sections you do need to be logged into. They would take you to the login screen if you're not already logged in. If they are, they'll jump you right to that. I do want to note the news section will have some reference links, and that will be where I put so many instructions and whatnot, so you can scroll down. Also, if you want some information, just general information on benchmarking, that's further down the page. We've got some reference materials that you can use with your folks internally. So I'm going to log in as a test user in the research group. If anybody forgets their login information, you can email me. You can reset it yourself. And you will get this screen here that tells you on the right side, it's got your profile, name and email. This would be where you could update your password. It tells you how complete the survey is, and a link there. It tells you how complete your payment, the status of your payment as well. And then the new function we have this year, which is the Excel template, you would, if you want to use that, you would click this button to create the Excel file. And it will create a file, and it will put your site code at the beginning, and then it will have the date here, so you can keep multiple versions of this file on your computer as you're going through the process. You would delete it here when you're done. If you want to download it, you just click on it, and it will download the template. And we'll come back to that in a second. I'll just leave it here. To upload it again, then we'll choose the file. We would pick it. You do the normal pick a file to upload it and save it into the system, and it will process. And if you find for some reason it finds some error, it will let you know it didn't load. We can go back through the different versions of the file and see what the problems might be. So I'm going to.
Is our old data still in the system?
The old data is on the system. If you participated in past years, the most recent year's data was preloaded, so you can just review it either on the survey or in the Excel file. So this particular user, I didn't have much data in there. I just created a couple things, so we won't see much on these screens right now. So we go over to the survey, and you would get here either from enter your data, or you get here from that account page, either one. It'll give you some general information up front. You will see a little bit difference change from the past years. The survey section links are on the right side now instead of the left side. We still have the same menus over here, and that's part of this responsive design. So you'll see as the file shrinks, the menu goes on the left goes down to the bottom, and the stuff that's on the right here is in this little flyout menu that's still available. So there's also some survey resources. I did leave the printable version here. You shouldn't need it. It would only be find a plain PDF or Excel HTML template of the forms that you have. The Excel file is going to be more useful to you. And then there's these explanations down below that we've had. So if we go to the survey, this is just going to start with the background. There are some questions that we revised a little bit or added. Some of this is to makes the different surveys that we're doing a little more consistent, so we can do some cross comparisons and look for trends. Some of these are to add some expansion, so as you fill things out, it will still auto save, and every time it saves, it gives you a little green check. So you can pick, just keep going through the form, and uh, it will fill them in and save them as we go. So there's no real change in that sense. And if we go down to different sections, say you have a different security group and you're not going to do that, some of these sections let you check here that says this section will not apply to me. It's going to close that section. It gives you a little warning that says you're going to lose that ability to fill out that section later. I believe we can probably unset that if you check something by mistake to let me know. But that lets you kind of keep track of your percentage complete as you're going through. And if there's sections that you're clearly just not going to fill out, that would be the way to do that. There's also on some basic error checking built in. If we're looking for numbers in a field and we put something in that's not a number, it's going to give you a little warning and say that we're looking for a number. It's pretty much just for numbers that we do that kind of check on the screens. And that's how the survey screen, the survey forms work. So now if I go back to my account page, I can delete the file that we created before, and I can create a new file that has the data I just put in. So this is creating a file right now, and so you could do this to save a copy of the progress as you complete sections of the survey. You don't have to complete it all at once.